Let's read the question. Question says there is a charge particle which is fixed at location A, which is the base of uniform slope inclination alpha. You can see the picture. This is base. From here alpha angle there is an inclined plane. On this inclined plane this A point is where the charge is fixed. So this charge is fixed. And there's another charge B which is placed on the slope at an angular position beta from the greatest slope. So this is the greatest slope. From here at angle beta there is a B charge particle which has been placed, and it says the coefficient of friction is mu, and we need to find beta so that the B particle can be at equilibrium. For this thing, what is the maximum value of beta? What could be the maximum value of beta that we are interested in? Okay, so let's try. Whenever we think about equilibrium, we draw the free body diagram and we balance the forces. So let me draw the free body diagram of B itself in the figure. So you will find B is going to experience electrostatic force along the line joining these two particles. So electrostatic force we can consider in this direction. This is the force due to electrostatic charges. We haven't given the charges, but whatever is going to be, it will be there. Moreover, we can have a component of gravitational force. So gravitational force is going to act in this way as well as in this way. How these are coming, let me explain in short. This is going to be along the inclined plane, which is going to be mg sine alpha, you must be knowing. And then one component will be perpendicular to the inclined plane, which is going to be downward direction inside mg sine cos alpha. So we will have two components. This component will be read as mg sine alpha as a component. Now we can say that this line that I have drawn over here is parallel to this greatest slope. So you'll find this angle is going to be beta. So this component is going to be sine beta. Similarly, this component which is along the line AB will have a magnitude mg sine alpha cos beta. Now apart from these forces, there will be a frictional force acting. So we can consider the friction force has two components. One in the direction of this maybe, and another in the direction of this. We can call this as a F1 component of friction. We can call this F2 component of friction. Now we need to find the maximum value of beta. So since it is at equilibrium, so forces are going to balance along the AB line as well as the perpendicular to AB line. Now along the AB line we are not interested because this F is unknown for us and F2 is also unknown, so there are two unknowns. We can go for the perpendicular direction, and in that perpendicular direction we are going to write it as F1, the component of friction must be equal to mg sine alpha cos beta. When we complete it, so F1 is unknown. Now we need to relate this F1 with the given information, right? Let me make correction. This is sine beta, because this component has to be taken, right? So we want beta to max. If we want beta to max, so this sine beta must be maximum. Now these numbers, this must be maximum. Moreover, these numbers are constant, so they are fixed, they are given to us. So what we can deal with is this number has to max. Now this F1 is basically related to the total friction, right? So if we say total friction is F, so this is going to be under root F1 square plus F2 square. We want F1 max. So can we say from here F1 max is going to be equal to the total friction? So total friction will be the maximum value of this component. Now what the total friction is going to be? This is going to be mu into normal reaction. What is the normal reaction? We can say normal reaction is going to be equal to mg, and the component of this mg which is into the plane, which is cos alpha. So F1 max we have got it, so we can place here this is going to be mu mg cos alpha. This must be equal to mg sine alpha sine beta. From here whatever the beta is going to be, that is going to the max. Now we can think of calculations. So mg is getting cancelled out. It's going to be mu cos alpha is equal to sine alpha into sine beta. From here we can find the beta, which is sine beta is equal to mu times cos by sine, which becomes cot alpha. So beta should be equal to sine inverse mu cot alpha. This becomes our answer. Okay, thank you everyone.